Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the heart of a vast and beautiful countryside, there lived a young man named William. William was a restless soul, always eager to explore new places and see new things. He had always felt a strong pull to the outside world, a call that he could never resist. One day, while he was wandering through the village, William heard a rumor of a far-off land, filled with wonders and treasures beyond his wildest dreams. Intrigued, he asked the villagers about it, but they all shook their heads and told him that it was just a myth, a fanciful tale spun by those who had never ventured beyond the borders of their own town. But William refused to believe that it was all just a figment of his imagination. He knew in his heart that there was more to the world than what he had seen, and he was determined to find out for himself. So, he set out on a journey, leaving behind his home and everything he had ever known. The journey was long and arduous, filled with challenges and hardships that William had never encountered before. He walked for days on end, traversing mountains and crossing rivers, until finally, he arrived at the edge of a vast desert. Despite the harsh and unforgiving landscape before him, William pushed forward, determined to reach his destination. He wandered through the endless sands for what felt like an eternity, until finally, he caught a glimpse of something in the distance. As he drew closer, he saw that it was a sprawling city, its towering buildings rising up from the sand like a mirage. Overwhelmed by the sight, William rushed forward, eager to see everything that the city had to offer. For weeks, he explored every corner of the city, marveling at the wonders he found at every turn. He tasted exotic foods, listened to music he had never heard before, and met people from all over the world. And as he traveled, he realized that the world was even bigger and more wondrous than he had ever imagined. But eventually, the time came for William to leave the city and continue his journey. He knew that there were still more wonders to discover, more adventures to be had, and he could not stay in one place for too long. So, he set out once again, traveling through forests and over mountains, across seas and through valleys, always in search of something new and exciting. And as he journeyed, he learned many things about himself and about the world around him. He learned that the world was full of both beauty and darkness, that there were places of great wonder and places of great danger. He learned that there were people of all kinds, with different beliefs and customs, and that it was possible to find common ground with anyone if he was willing to listen and understand. But most importantly, William learned that the greatest adventure of all was not in the places he visited or the things he saw, but in the journey itself. For every step he took, every hill he climbed, and every obstacle he overcame, he grew stronger and wiser, and became more deeply connected to the world around him. And so, William continued on his journey, driven by the same restless spirit that had led him from his village so many years before. And though he never knew what lay ahead, he was never afraid, for he knew that wherever his path led, he would find adventure, wonder, and the true meaning of what it meant to be a traveler.